Hi guys. Most men think turning a woman on is simple. You kiss her, you touch her, you whisper some smooth words, and just like that she's supposed to melt for you, right?
Wrong.
That's not how this works. Not even close. Because women, real women, especially women of depth and substance, don't operate like that. See, women live inside their heads. If she's not turned on up here, mentally, her body won't follow, no matter how good you think your moves are. Now, before we go any further, let me make this crystal clear. Any woman can hop into bed with you and feel nothing. You might think you've done something special, but she's just lying there going through the motions. I'm not talking about women who are easy or impulsive. I'm talking about women of value, women who choose with intention, or women of substance. There's a huge difference. And if you don't understand that yet, you're already behind. Because it takes a Gura kind of man to make a woman like that crave sex with you. Not just want it, not just enjoy it, but crave glit, replay it in her mind, obsess over it, feel her breath catch at the thought of it days later. And when I say rare kind of guy, I'm not talking about money, status, or how many reps you do in the gym. I'm talking about just how you affect her mind, and more importantly, how you stir her emotions. That's the secret. Because here's the harsh truth. Most men will never experience a woman craving them. They'll have sex, sure, but they'll never feel what it's like to have a woman replay their touch in her head, to lie awake wondering when she can feel it again. But by the end of this video, you will, because I break all of this down inside my book, Attraction Secrets. So if you're ready to separate yourself from every other guy she's ever met, grab your copy in the description. But right now, let's get into the psychological steps to make her crave you before you even touch her. Number 1, create the erotic buildup. This is the first key, and it's where most men mess up right out of the gate. You have to understand what psychologists call the erotic paradox, chi. See, men are wired to get turned on quickly. A visual, a scent, a touch, and we're ready. But women don't get aroused through physical touch first. They get aroused through emotional stimulation. While a man's arousal is like flipping a switch, a woman's desire builds like a slow burning flame. And that's why build-up matters. It's not about rushing to the finish line. It's not a race. It's about creating tension, letting it simmer, letting it grow, letting it pull her in without overwhelming her. Most guys move way too fast. They go from high to let's go without giving her time to even feel anything. You want her hooked, then to slow everything down. Because the longer the build-up, the deeper the craving. You let the anticipation do most of the work. Here's exactly how you do it. Instead of going straight for her body like every other guy does, sit next to her. Let your leg barely touch hers. Don't say a word, just hold the silence. Then curious, look her dead in the eyes, just for a second. And then break eye contact like nothing happened. Go back to whatever you were doing, like nothing at all. That right there, that little move, flips a switch in her brain. She starts wondering, did he do that on purpose? What was that look? And why didn't he say anything? You didn't even have to touch her and sexually. But now, she's thinking about you non-stop. Number 2, control her emotions, then control the outcome. Plus, how to prime her mind before she even sees you. Number 2, control her emotions, then control the outcome. This is where most men completely miss the mark, because sex doesn't start in the bedroom, it starts in her emotions. And if you want her body, you have to understand how to reach her mind first. This is where the psychological phenomenon known as affective priming comes into play. In plain English, when a woman feels emotionally open and connected, her physical desire skyrockets. But if she's stressed, anxious, emotionally distracted, or feels unsafe, no amount of touching, flirting, or sweet talking will do a damn thing. It'll fall flat. She'll shut down, even if she goes through the motions. Mentally, she won't be there. That's why the key is this. Emotion sets the tone. If she feels appreciated or too secure, And desired, you won't have to try as hard. In fact, half your work is already done before you even touch her. So here's the mindset shift. Don't focus on turning her on the moment she's in front of you. Start setting the tone, hours before that moment ever arrives. That's how you separate yourself from every average guy. Let's say you're linking up with her tonight. Most guys wait until they're in the bedroom to turn her on. That's too late. You should have had her mentally ready way earlier. You do this by planting subtle emotional triggers in her mind throughout the day. Not pressure, not begging, not chasing. Just presence, intention, energy. Here's how. Earlier in the day, send her something like, "Don't be late tonight. I've got plans for you." No emojis, no exclamation marks, no over-explaining, just one sentence. Now her mind starts running. She's wondering, what does he mean? What kind of plans? Why is that turning me on? A few hours later, drop another. You've been on my mind all day, but I'll show you later. Boom. That's called effective priming. You're not pushing. You're not over-complimenting. You're not doing anything desperate. You're simply steering her emotions. Now she's curious. She's daydreaming. She's anticipating. And by the time she shows up, her emotions are already tied to you. The outcome is set before the night even begins. You've already won the moment because her desire started long before the lights dimmed. The number 3, master the art of tension. Tension is the secret most men never learn. Tension is what makes her crave you. When you're not around, it's what makes her body heat up just from a thought. And the craziest part, it doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing less, but doing it with purpose. See, the masculine instinct is to pursue, to go after what you want full throttle. But desire in women doesn't work like that. The best tension comes from its restraint tool, from delayed gratification, from giving her just enough, and then pulling back. You want her leaning in. You want her curious. You want her chasing the next moment, not just reacting to what you're doing. Every flirtation, every pause, every moment of eye contact you choose not to act on. That's where tension lives. That's where craving begins. Let's paint a picture. You're sitting next to her. There's closeness. She leans in a little more than usual. She's waiting, testing, hoping you'll take it further. Most guys would pounce. They'd go straight in, kiss, grab, escalate. And just like that, the tension is dead. Instead, you look at her, hold the moment, smirk, then say, "You're not ready for what I'm thinking." Now she's spinning. You didn't even touch her, but she felt everything. Now she's chasing your pace. That's tension. It's not about doing more. It's about knowing exactly when to pause, to tease, to retreat. The less you do, the more she feels, because her imagination fills the gap. To coming up in part 3, setting the emotional tone and making her feel deeply understood, with detailed real-life examples and powerful psychological techniques. Number 4, set the tone and make her follow. Here's where the emotional alpha reveals himself. Women crave emotional safety before they crave physical touch. Let me repeat that. Emotional safety first, then physical desire follows. And that's precisely where most men fail. They try to get her body without earning her trust. They rush the moment. They skip the emotional buildup and go straight for the outcome. But a woman doesn't open her body unless her mind and heart feel secure. She needs to feel that you're grounded, that you're ice-centered, composed, and not emotionally needy. She needs to feel your masculine energy, not through dominance, but through presence. And that presence says, I don't need you, but I'm choosing you. That simple difference is everything. That's what creates emotional gravity. That's what makes her want to surrender to the moment, to your energy, to your lead. Let's say you're out with her. The vibe is right. There's chemistry, but suddenly something shifts. She seems a little distant, distracted, like she's pulling back to test the waters. This is where most guys panic. They overthink it. They try to fix the vibe. They start asking questions. Ooh, is everything okay? Did I do something wrong? Are you mad at me? They think reassurance is the answer, but it's not, because that kills attraction instantly. It sends the message that you're emotionally reactive, that you need her approval, and that you don't trust your own energy. Instead, you lean back, you lock eyes with her, calm, unfazed, and say, "You're overthinking, relax." Then silence. You don't chase her mood. You don't explain yourself. You just let your presence speak louder than your words. Now she feels it. Your uncertainty, your emotional control, your dominance, not in volume but in the vibe. That's what makes a woman drop her guard. That's what makes her crave your energy. Because you become the calm she didn't know she needed. The goal isn't to match her emotional state. It's to make her rise to yours. You don't follow her vibe. You lead her into yours. Number 5, make her feel deeply understood. This is where the real power lies. And it has nothing to do with how smooth your lines are or how good you are in bed. This is what most men completely overlook. Women talk to connect. That's how they bond. That's how they feel seen. That's how they emotionally open. But the problem, most men listen just to respond, not to understand. There's a huge difference. She's trying to feel emotionally safe with you. She's giving you a glimpse into her world to see if you'll recognize what's underneath her words. And here's the truth. When a woman opens up, she's rarely looking for a solution. She's testing to see if you can feel her feelings. Not fix them, not ignore them. Just feel them with her. Because emotional understanding, not physical touch, is the first door to real desire. Let's break it down. Most guys, when a woman shares something vulnerable, say things like, "Don't stress about it. It'll be fine. Just don't think about it." They think they're being supportive. But what she hears is, "You're not listening." No, here's how a rare man handles it. Let's say she says, "I'm just tired of always being the one who has to fix everything. Nobody even notices how hard I work." The average guy responds, "Then stop doing everything." Or, "Why don't you just quit if it's that bad?" Dead wrong. But did you, the man who gets into her heart, you pause. You really listen. And then you say, "Sounds like you've been carrying the whole team, and no one's had your back." Boom. That line hits her like a wave, not because you solved her problem, but because you mirrored her truth. You didn't dismiss her. You didn't try to escape the moment. You met her in it, and now she feels seen, heard, understood. That's the doorway to deeper craving. Because once a woman feels emotionally connected, her physical desire doesn't just activate, it explodes. You unlock a craving that goes beyond the physical, one that she'll associate with ties and only you. The final truth, craving that lingers beyond the moment. You've heard it 100 times. 99% of guys chase sex, and that's true. They chase validation. They chase attention. They chase a quick fix to feel desired. But the rare ones do. They create an experience so deep, so emotionally charged, so unforgettable, that she relives it long after it's over. It's not just about what you did in bed. It's about how you made her feel before you ever touched her. It's about the energy that made her blush when she read your texts, the smirk that made her feel butterflies across a crowded room, the restraint that made her ache for more. It's about the safety, the tension, the mystery, the emotional depth. That's what she craves. And here's the kicker. If you want to be the man she fantasizes about, the man she craves in her quiet moments, the man who makes her wonder, what did he do to me? Then you have to think differently. You have to move differently. You have to stop playing the game like everyone else. Because real desire isn't created by technique. It's created by understanding. Understanding how her mind works, how her emotions flow, how her body follows the rhythm of her feelings, not your moves. And that's exactly why I wrote Attraction Secrets. Because once you understand the way a woman is wired, you gain control over the one thing every man wants, but almost none truly know how to get: a woman's desire and her devotion. So if you're ready to stop guessing, If you're ready to learn what actually works, not just physically, but psychologically, then grab the link in the description, because inside, I go even deeper into the science of craving. I break down step by step how to build emotional chemistry, how to anchor desire in her memory, and how to make her see you as the man she can't forget. No tricks, no games, just truth, psychology, and powerful presence. So with that being said, until the next video, remember this: it's not what you do with your hands that makes her crave you. It's what you make her feel before you even touch her. I'll see you soon. Title suggestion: The Drill Tune. How to turn any woman on without touching her. Would you like me to now write the YouTube description, tags, and the keywords to match this extended version?